Thanks for staying with us. So in the papers today, we read that the federal government is likely to begin to ban unvaccinated persons from from attending the public places. Now, this was interesting because we heard stories outside the country where, in America, for example, there were reports that in the beginning, when there was a campaign for people to get their vaccines, they gave incentives. I know Nima had mentioned this a few times, but how can you call it incentives? Interestingly, the government at the time offered citizens, American citizens, incentives. They'll give you free bus passes, they'll give you free movie outs, they'll give you free dinner to restaurants or something, just to go and get vaccinated. They are begging you, they are pleading every corner.
For your own sake.
For your safety, they are begging you. After they did that for a while, I guess now, according to what he was telling me, there's some companies that are saying by October 1st, if you don't have it, you're fired. So they're now taking harder measures. If you don't have it, you can't enter restaurants without it. So, but they started with incentives. So the question, therefore, is that, yes, vaccines are here. Do we take that route, or how do we get Nigerians to begin to consider or to take these vaccines? Do we take the hammer, like the government is doing, saying, if you don't have it, don't enter? Or do we use the NIMA option, which suggests that, do we begin to use incentives to get people to think of vaccines? What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 08127053687, 09139076948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your message. Okay, BC, go ahead, please.
With the way people are dying as a result of COVID, aside from dying, the way people are catching it, COVID is real. COVID-19 is real. If it doesn't come close to you, you may think these people are just speaking English. It is real. I have seen people who have died, who were close to me. I've seen people who have caught it, who managed to survive. So it is real. And I wouldn't want to put everything on the federal government in terms of incentives, because I understand the part where you need to encourage people to come out and take it. So we start with giving people enough information. I still don't see as much jingles as I expected, in local languages, explaining what COVID-19 is and how people can, take the COVID-19, put it on the motor parks, have cartoons. And I expected the federal government or the state governments to do more in terms of sensitization. I'm not seeing that as much.
And I hope that they go.
No, I did not see. I did not see. It's not as what's this advert that goes everywhere? There are some adverts that people just, the songs just catch you and everybody pays attention. That's the sort of sensitization that I expect from the government. But so that we don't put everything on federal government or state government, or what about our representatives? What are they doing in their constituencies? They can start with the incentives. So come out, this is what we have for you. You take this, we give you this, Try, I think it's a collective effort. Let us all, I'm going to ensure now that people all around me will be vaccinated as a way of supporting that we get this message out there. Because the truth is, it is there, it is killing. The last person who I heard that had taken the vaccination and yet still caught COVID-19. So it's not play matter.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has to be both. We have to use different measures, different methods to get people to get vaccinated. I, for one, I'm thinking it's common sense. Help yourself. Do you need someone to further give you incentives to do what is right for yourself and for your life and for your children and for your community? But then if you still do not have that understanding and you do, I think it is important. I really love the idea where you say that the reps should now go to their constituency. We always say about government being grassroots first, and we need to be creative. It's important, that hammer is easy to just raise and bang on everything. That's the easiest and actually also the laziest way to go. We need to have tried many ways. I also do not think that we're having enough of the awareness out there. It has to be on every bus you're talking. The jingles should be so catchy that it will be something that we're all singing unconsciously. You know how it happens? There are particular jingles you have forever in your mind. There was this jingle concerning road traffic one time, a long time ago.
Yeah,
it was so good that for many years till today, I still remember the words to that jingle. We need to do it like that because it's very important. And this is Nigeria. If we now start putting budget aside for incentives, they will now say, well, the money that was supposed to go to this, we'll be hearing 20 billion naira. Please, we can't afford that. Everyone should actually get the vaccine. I have a close relative that I was so afraid we're going to lose. But thank God, you know, it turned around. And it helped because that person got the vaccine. Because if the person didn't get the vaccine, honestly, the story would have been different.
Nima, your initial thoughts on this?
So incentives don't have to be monetary. There could be several other incentives, but I disagree totally on this punitive measure, on this, you know, banning people from using public facilities when we only have about less than 10 million vaccines in the country. So people still have to take double doses. You know that you don't have water. Now say that if they don't soak corn, they will go to hell. I don't get it. It's what you have that you work with. So what you do is encourage people so far to go out for the ones that you have. Because if we now overwhelm the centers, like what happened in Festac, all the primary healthcare centers and general hospital in Festac, when we overwhelmed it, they could not handle numbers. And they were just registering us online. So you take your phone number, you fill a particular website, and you pick Festac. They couldn't handle the numbers. There was a fight the day I took the vaccine at the hospital. People were shaking gates. We do want to get to that point in every, because when we cause a panic, that's what you get. People will now start to say, I can't go to work, I can't do, and then you start, and then we don't have up to the numbers, and we're already fighting for what what is
so
scarce.
we just get these ideas and we just start without even thinking it through. Because you're saying that
we talk about, these countries that we talk about, they have it in abundance. They are producing. We are waiting for the dash show. They are producing. They have like he says that for me to bring a new person, 2-3 family members, I get recognized.
Yes.
So
they will give you money sometimes.
So incentives are many. There are several things you can use to incentivize people to come and take something, but don't punish them.
So where do we put the place? See, this is where we need private, wealthy people to participate because they have the resources. So, for example, a multi-billionaire can pick up this kind of campaign. You know what? Let me give you incentives. You know, find something. I give you free train tickets or whatever it is, or bus tickets or what they call that thing. And these are blue line and red line. I'm buying it for maybe 100,000 people if you get vaccines today. You know, find creative ways. So you don't have to wait on government. Because just like you said, we can't trust government because they come up with X billions of naira budget. We don't want government to put budget. You and I, with our little resources, we can put money together to encourage. I'll come to BC, but let me take this call quickly. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah. Good morning, Mariah. Others.
Good morning.
I'm the first caller anyway.
Welcome to the show.
I just want to be very brief. The idea of maybe trying to impose it on people that they must take the COVID. I'm not against that, but there should be a way that will make it better. Why can't they go door to door? Go door to door. There are some countries doing that. I think it's a better idea.
Yes.
Yeah, because they are really good with the polio. Remember, they all come home. I see the polio guys. They come to my house. So if you do that, then
you should not have those centers. You should not have those centers squashed like that with so many people. You should have so many centers. So you should not just be a primary health center. It should be maybe different hospitals. It should be some jobs, some offices. You know, so you have
some malls.
Yeah, some malls. You should be able to walk to any different place per day and get it.
So I wanted to say that we can also do it in batches. So instead of just giving that blanket, if you're a federal government worker or if you're not allowed to be in the public space, whoever you are, without your vaccination. We could do it organization by organization. So you take it off the federal government or the state government and ensure that everybody in the organizations, we could go to churches, we could talk to our religious leaders, find a way to get them, that everybody that comes in, they would encourage their people. Once they put spirit into it, everybody
those guys can actually come to mosques and churches and come and set up there.
So we do it in batches. We handle all of that. Door to door is also good.
There are facilities within the control of government that can also work. Imagine I get on the BRT, instead of being on the queue, because I have my vaccine card,
you just go in.
Who go shoot vaccine?
Yes. So it's the creativity that is lacking. People are not thinking it through. They say, go and get your vaccine. But listen, these are human beings. It's taken a long time to us even understand and believe that this thing exists in the first place. Now that we've understood, we must be encouraged and explained to and sensitized to understand the importance. Find creative ways to get Nigerians
to learn to know their people and stop reading laws and policies off Oyibo news. We should know our people the way they think and work. When you know a person's problem and you have the solution, you can have a talk with the person. If somebody that is looking for food, You say the person should go and queue a full day, and the person does daily work. I went to the vaccine. They say it never reached me. They say I should register.
Make money
the person
today.
cannot even speak English because that day we took phones from some older women
to help
and
them.
we were helping them do the registration. So. Do you know these people at all? Did you put them through? Why does it have to even include registering on the phone when they use a you know, those kind of phone? Touch me, I touch you.
Let me go on a quick. We're going to come back. We'll take some calls on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing what kind of incentives do we give Nigerians, or do we come down hard on them, as we started seeing other parts of the West doing. So as I said earlier, like in New York, you can enter a restaurant. I think at the View in the US, they were talking about a tourist getting into a fight with the hostess, saying, listen, where's your vaccination card? You can't enter the whole restaurant without the vaccination card. And they got into a brawl. So the general the atmosphere is carry around your vaccination card because you don't get access. You can't go into clubs. You can't go to any public places. So are we getting there in Nigeria, or should we start slowly?
I think we'll get there, but like you said, let's start slowly. Let's ensure that the vaccines we have, people are ready to take it. Let's ensure that people are beginning to take it. Then when we exhaust, because the thing is, so we claim we have some vaccines that people are not coming out to take. Now, if we use speed to force them to take, we'll run out of the vaccines before we get more come in. So let's take it gradually. Let's just continue with the sensitization, supporting people to take the vaccines as we are getting more vaccines. Then when we know that at least we've gotten some level of herd immunity and we have vaccines in full, you have no excuse, you can go anywhere and get the vaccination, then we can begin to enforce those strict measures, punitive measures.
You don't have enough right now.
You know, for some people believe that because of their religious beliefs and all that, they are not. It's like 666. They are not supposed to take the vaccines. At that point, you know that you stay in your house. You'll not be able to do your business because you're not supposed to affect somebody else.
Let me take Mrs. Ahmed, then I'll come to you, Nima. Mrs. Ahmed, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I love you, ladies.
Thank you,
Beautiful
madam.
ladies.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much. I just want to contribute to that discussion. They are not doing anything to make Nigerians take this vaccine. Like me, I'm a 65-year-old woman. I tell my children, go and take, it's very necessary. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to use phone to register on what. You can go to the market and see women with telephone that they use rope to tie. How do they register on what rubbish?
Exactly.
Yeah? We are ready to take the vaccine. Tell them to make it available. Which centers? Look at NIN now, very simple. Very simple. We were queuing under the sun, but now it's well organized. Tell them to organize it. We are ready to take those who want to take, but we don't know where to go.
Thank you, Mrs. Ahmed.
So for the those calling it demonic whatever, that's where the punitive measures should come in. Yeah. So if you still have people, you then put your eyes out and watch out for those who are spreading these false analogies about it.
I can't stop you from having their beliefs.
Yeah. No.
If you don't want, it's your beliefs.
They're not verified. Such claims are not verified. And when you spread it out, so you must make people come and prove what they say. And there should be measures. Somebody was speaking that COVID was clinical in Nigeria here. It was abroad where they have laws. I saw a sanction on him and his business.
For 5G?
You know, for 5G and all of that. So you can't just come out the way we have freedom of speech without qualification here and just be talking. Because what you cause is, this kind of apathy against something, and people are just sitting at home.
I'd like us to leave some suggestions for federal government, because sometimes these people don't have ideas, and I think there was an idea earlier. Let's make some suggestions.
So I have a few suggestions. So we have now a particular organization, states, saying that if public servants would not be able to access either their offices or places like that, then you would make sure you bring the group of people
public servants
giving the vaccines. They will come to that organization and have everybody that works there have access to them. So if you do not take it, that means you made a choice not to take it. Then after then, you can say, well, we have done all we can to make sure everyone that works here get the vaccine, but you decided not to. So from now on, you'll be unable to access the office unless you have it. When you do it like that, then it's now on the person to say, okay, yes, I find a different job. It's against my religion or something like that. And then when that happens, but we'll be able to do so much that herd immunity will even cover a few, that few number of
what
people
you're saying now is that
of religious
individual responsibility, because we're all sitting back waiting for government to do something. They can do something now. But individually, company-wise, religious-wise, organizational-wise, everybody can actually take full responsibility for their people.
Yes.
Don't stop waiting for government all the time. I have a call. Good morning, are you there? Samuel, are you still there? Hello, Samuel.
It's Ambrose, not Samuel. Ambrose.
Ambrose. Oh, do apologize. Thanks for calling. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
You're listening to the TV. Please listen to me.
Hello, Ambrose.
Okay, he's listening to the TV, so let's go. I was
messages
going to talk
here.
about also acquiring this vaccine. So it's one thing to get people to take it, but we don't even have enough. So we need private organizations too to actually help acquire these things.
But we have a lot of
We had
them
MTN
involved. We have,
donate
yes, we have a lot of them partnering to get us vaccines. So I think that they're doing
Well, are they
their
giving
job.
them
We
to their
also
own
have-
people or to? Because I don't
No,
see
to
it to the
government.
public.
No, I think, you know, vaccine is it's a medical thing. You cannot just have anybody having access to it or administering them. So it has to go through the proper channel. Remember the last ones that we got, Nigerians did, the Nigerian didn't want to give it out first because they had to make sure that the processes were met. You remember we're worried that it did not follow the due process from where we got it from. So it's important that it goes through that, so that also we protect people from getting fake ones. Because I heard in Japan, some people got some spiked vaccines. So it's important that it goes through the proper channel. Yes.
Okay, I'll come to BC in a second. Good morning, are you there? Okay, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we don't want Nigerian government to start budgeting X billion of naira for this issue of COVID-19. So we are sharing ideas, and we're opening our phone lines to people to please call in. Let us give them ideas on how we can get Nigerians to get vaccines as soon as possible. Let me take this call from Mr. Adesonya. Are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Mariah, good morning.
Morning.
Hi, Nima.
She's right here. Good.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. In fact, my problem is the federal government. Fine, we don't want to force people, Nigerians from entering government facilities. It's a good one. But what about the palliative? When they were sharing the palliative, did they force people to collect palliative? Now they want to force Nigerians to take the vaccine. It should be optional. You cannot force Nigerians to do it. Even in the developed world, they are even paying people to collect vaccine, not to force people. You cannot coerce people to collect it. That's just my opinion.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, as I said, we're sharing ideas. Go ahead.
Yeah, we
Bisi.
have messages here. Ojewe Josephine says, incentive care. Something for your own good, your life. I feel more sensitization should be done on COVID-19. With an incentive, it means there's more to take in it. Chukwe Buka says, talking about COVID-19, the government should engage the religious leaders because they are the right means to get people vaccinated because they believe it's related to the devil. The religious leaders should step up. Namak says, I'm not in support because people who have received this vaccine can also contact it. Then what is the essence of taking it? Bumi says, our leaders should stop all these knee-jerk reactions to this COVID-19 issue. What is the quantity and quality of vaccines available? Let us look inward and find alternative situations or solutions. Okay, so it's a lot, but what I wanted to just land with is, so I know that the federal government is doing a lot to get vaccines in. And also, I think a few weeks ago, they talked about clinical trials with some medications like artesunate that they wanted to work on. And I think some universities in Nigeria are already working on that. So we are seeing the measures in place. But I would just appeal that we individuals do what we can do while the government focuses on getting in more vaccinations for us. So as we're getting people to take the one so that we don't run out, the government should face getting vaccinations in, the representatives, the local leaders, the local churches, the corporations or different organizations to focus on giving the incentives for their people to take the vaccines.
Let's just share it. Call. Good morning, are you there? Dublin, go ahead, you're live.
First time caller, please.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Sorry, I just want to contribute to the COVID discussion you are trying to explain to people.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's no enough information from the government.
Hello?
And then I think in the olden days, I think we have all these centers that if you are living like in Lagos, okay, and then we have some centers, local government, that people can go there and go there and vaccine themselves there. So there's no enough information about that to the people that are living.
Mr. Bolaji, since you live in Ireland, could you tell us how it's done over there? Maybe we can learn a few things from you.
You say what? Can you come again?
Since you live in Ireland, could you tell us how it's done there so we can take a few ideas from you?
Yeah. I think the idea here is that now, they first start from the old people, like from 60 to 70, 80, like that.
Okay.
And then from there, they come down to from the age of 40 to 50.
Okay.
And then from 30 to 40. And then they are coming down like that. But in Nigeria, there's nothing like that, that you can still heal from age, social age to social age.
All right, that's a good idea. Thank you, Mr. Bolaji. That's a good idea because the same way we have the polio guys going around, if we have a batch, say, okay, we're only doing senior citizens. You go around town, we start with senior citizens. Not going to start with seniors in your houses. Then second batch from age this to that. Maybe, I know
that's how they started because the very first batch came in, it was for senior citizens. So when you get there, even if you got there early and someone, a senior gets there, you would have to wait for all the seniors to get it first. And then we also had for first responders, medical personnel. So we actually did it for the first batch, but I don't know what's happening now since then.
And a lot of seniors probably also didn't get there at that time. So maybe a good time to start over again.
So what caused the confusion at my own center was some people had come in as early as 4 a.m., put their numbers down. They already were scheduled for that day. And then they came, seniors were now coming in. And, the people who thought they would go in waited till 9 a.m. They had not called them. They were prioritizing seniors. Yes. So the method that he talked about, door-to-door, for seniors. So you have the data that they use for palliative SMSs based on, in Lagos State, they use the Lagos State number, what's it called, the LASRA.
Okay.
So you can use that to prioritize people's ages, check on go to their doors, and you can also do the market campaign. Our market is one of the major crowded. Let's have 20 of your officials go with their coolants and whatever and start to vaccinate people. If the objective is to reach them, then go and meet them.
Exactly. So let me take this call from Hassan, then we'll go on a quick break. Hassan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Morning. Please, you see this issue of vaccine. People should stop this hanky-panky. Because this is something that consumes the second most powerful person in this country. That's why it's enough for us to agree that COVID is real. It consumed apothecary. And what evidence do you need? It consumed the former governor of Oyo State. A lot of people like that. And we are still arguing. Somebody is still talking about incentives. Incentives for what? For taking care of yourself. What we need here is for government to be proactive. Proactive in the sense that make sure you have availability of vaccines. Make sure your people are there to help people to get vaccinated. But this issue of trying to go around and be saying that government should do this and do that for the people, for you to take care of yourself, If they are suffering from malaria,
Right.
you need to send.
Thank you, Hassan. Unless my memory fails me, but according to the political science books, number 2 person is the vice president now.
Fear catch me.
I mean, I
just remember this particular, that I think last week, we know Nicki Minaj, the very big American star, had posted, had retweeted something. She said her cousin said that he's not taking the vaccine because a guy that he knows took the vaccine and it affected his testicles. And she posted it. This is someone that's a big star, has a huge followership. It drew the attention of the president of the United States and called her for a meeting to further enlighten her. Oh. And then the president of her country, where she's from, one of the Caribbean countries, came out and made a statement and saying this is not true and they would like to investigate that person that said her. So that's it. That's what we mean. You have to be responsive, yes. So it's not only about punishing. So the Nigerian government may have punished Nicki Minaj instead of calling her to sit with her and talk to her.
And then use her platform of influence.
Because if she's enlightened, her platform exactly
we need to wrap up
will
on
be
this
affected.
because I know that this is something that we're going to continue to talk about. But Bisi, I'd like you to the final words on this. How do we, I mean, we've shared different ideas and suggestions to the government, but also the responsibility of the takers, we the people. What can we do to ensure that we are responsible? Because some of us fake these vaccines because of profitability.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems. The fake vaccines proliferate the entire system. So how do we also take responsibility in this whole thing?
First of all, that we should value lives. We should value our lives. Personally, we cannot give what you do not have. Value your life and value the life of others. So for all those people who are faking certificates, one of the reasons we can't even travel to Dubai right now is because we were faking certificates. You should understand that you are playing with the lives of people. And some countries may not be able to stand, they can't stand it even if we allow it here. And so we need to advise ourselves. We need to allow our good conscience work for us. You need to protect your life, the lives of people around you. So even if you have beliefs that will not allow you to take that vaccine, are you ready to stay indoors and allow other people go out? Because not everybody has the same values that you have. And aside from all this spirituality, let us be logical, let us be practical. We've had pastors who have died, we have had imams who have died in your neighborhood. Ask them questions why people are dying from different things. So let's love ourselves. And when we love ourselves, let's extend it to other people.
Thank you very much, Bisi. I think we can wrap up on that. Let's go on a break now. We come back, we're bringing our guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.